Okay, we are live. Welcome to Rewriting Reality. And if you, there might be a little noise in the background. My dog is being very needy today. He had a little episode and just got back from the vet, but he's feeling like he needs a little love and attention. So I'll be leaning over every now and then today to try to placate him. Although right now he's giving me the look like, just give me some treats and I'll be happy. It's not about us anymore. Okay. So I'm Shiraz. I'm a reality shifting specialist. And what's happening is, just a little caveat on what's going on with today's session, is that Jessica, my producer, scheduled this for the fourth Monday of every month, whereas I thought it was the last Monday of every month. And apparently that doesn't happen this month. It usually happens, but this month is different. So as a result, for this month, as we get our wires uncrossed, there's an event today and there's an event next Monday. So we're covering both bases. And for as a special treat today, I have brought on my friend, Manny Baines, actor, coach, director, and we're gonna have a conversation with him and see where that goes, have a little fun, and then take some callers. So let me promote Manny to panelist. And there we go, Manny.
Hi, Shiraz. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Super good and getting better every day. Pleasure to be on your show today.
Well, thanks for being on. It's just neat how, we were talking about doing this, and you wanted to do it this week. I said the show is next week, and suddenly the show is this week. So you just created that out of nowhere.
There you go. It's amazing what we can postulate and create.
Oh yeah. So for the people listening that know me but don't know you, let's hear who you are. What made and created Manny Baines?
What made and created me? Well, I guess mommy met daddy, and then they met, and then that's how I'm great. No, I'm just kidding. But so I'm the two-time award-winning author of the book here, Master Your Universe: 11 Universal Rules for Success. I'm also the award-winning author of the book Switch to Working on Living with Monthly Cash Flow. I'm an author from Toronto. I'm also an actor. I've been in shows such as Suits as Designated Survivor. But I'm also creator and producer of the documentary Break Free. It's on YouTube right now. You can type it in, Break Free documentary. I know I sent it to you, Shiraz. I'm not sure if you had a chance to watch it or not, but
I just started watching it. It already looks really good.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you. And so I'm here today to talk about prosperity and how you can have prosperity now in your life, especially during these turbulent times and this new economy that we have just been put into.
Okay. And I know a lot of people that are watching going, wait, how can you get prosperity now, Manny? Have you seen the world? What the hell are you talking about? What do you have to say to them?
I say, just like Shiraz's background here, you can rewrite your own reality. It's how do you see the world? I mean, right now, yes, there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of uncertainty. However, in these times, there's people that are still making it happen because they haven't let the pandemic control how they think and how they feel. They know that right now, regardless of what is happening, and I don't care what situation it is, there's opportunities for you if you just develop the awareness to see it. There's opportunities around you right now.
Cool. Okay. So opportunities, what opportunities?
Tons of, yeah. So, I mean, I think it's about being creative and just kind of thinking of alternatives. For example, everybody's doing Zoom meetings now. So I'm thinking when this is done, is there a need for me to drive in my car and go to Starbucks and meet someone for a meeting? Another example, all the gyms are closed right now. My gym's closed, gyms are closed. And so there was this one gym owner in LA. And, his gym was shut. He owns one of the biggest gyms in Los Angeles. And he had an idea. He said, okay, why don't I call up my clients, ask them, say, hey, I know my gym's closed, but what if I shipped you your favorite piece of equipment and you just pay me, $100 a month? And then in a few months, if you don't like it, you can swap it and replace it with another piece of equipment. His clients said yes, they loved it. And usually a gym membership is between 30 or 40 bucks a month. Now he's charging $100 a month. So that's just one way of how you can get creative, and being around people like Shiraz and being around people who can inspire you and give you those ideas can really help you gain that momentum and think of ways how you can prosper in this new economy.
So he physically shipped gym equipment to people's houses.
Yes, to his best clients. Yes.
Wow.
Isn't that
Okay.
amazing?
Yeah, because that's not something you would normally think of at all. Right? So,
Right, but no
I
one's
guess,
going to the gym. So instead of you coming to the gym, I'm going to ship my favorite piece of equipment to you.
oh my gosh. Okay.
Really amazing.
So it's all about then not seeing the restrictions and seeing the opportunities.
Yeah, well, if you focus on problems, what are you going to see? Problems. And so, as much as I don't want to, I want to be in your face, is stop having the victim mentality. Like, once you start to say, look, and stop being a victim, right? You create everything. So just know that you could create opportunities as well, because there's tons of people right now that are making things happen, even though we're in this turbulent time.
Okay, cool. And our producer Jessica sent, "What's up, guys? Happy Monday!" So happy Monday, Jess. So we're here because we're on her platform, the Breakthrough Show. She has guests on her show. I have my own show as part of it. Another girl, Crystal, has it, and there's a bunch of shows you should tune in on this channel. So you're talking about opportunity. How can you help with creating that opportunity for changing that mindset?
So opportunity to change the mindset. Well, I think a couple of things. I'm really creative. If I was just to speak to you one-on-one, I can basically help you create some ideas that you can benefit your life. I think a lot of people, everybody on this call has a talent. I like to call it their X factor. You have something that you can do better than anybody else, right?
Mhm.
Call it your X factor. So what is that X factor? And then how can you turn it into something that is a business for you? Because even if you have a full-time job or something, it makes sense to always have something on the side you're doing to generate you income and as a passion as well, right? Why only limit what you do to just one income source? So I definitely encourage people, especially in these times, to take on something like a side hustle, right? Or a passion that they can use and get extra income and fulfillment from. And in regards to their mindset, I mean, you know how important mindset is, right, Shiraz?
Oh yeah, just a little bit,
Just a little bit, right? And shifting from that, I guess, like I said, from that poverty to prosperity mindset is going to automatically bring you and attract you all good. And that's what basically I have a webinar on Thursday, and that's what I only want to talk about is how you can have prosperity in your life, period.
Okay. So that's neat though, because with me, it's about clearing the blocks that keep you from moving forward, but you can give them that direction. You're the one that can say, okay, this is what you'd be really good at if they don't know what they want to do. That's
We do.
that's not a talent I have. I know that. So,
Yeah, I know. Everybody has their own. Like we talk a little bit. I talk a little bit about beliefs too, and you have your own way. But it's really catering to the person, and I think that I guess I'm good at getting it out of the person, right? I'm really creative. We can come up with some cool ideas and things like that. But you know, you don't need to you can feel prosperity now, right? Even if regardless of your situation, you can begin to feel prosperity now. And I want everybody on this call to really think about that right now. As long as you have a roof over your head, you're not infected with COVID, like you have so many things to be grateful for and blessed in your life. And I want you to tune on to that frequency, get onto that frequency and stay there as much as you can throughout the day. And I'm telling you, amazing things will start to happen when you start to tune into that prosperity and feel the feeling as if you already have it now. Amazing things will start to come to you, right? Because you'll start to attract more good into your life.
nice. Okay. And are you going to be teaching this at your webinar is on Thursday, you said?
Yeah. So it's called our webinar called Prosperity Now. I've teamed up with someone from the States. His name's Curtis Banks. He's been studying finance and money management for 30 years.
I know Curtis is a great guy.
Yeah, and so we decided to team up and give some cool strategies for people to help them, deal with this ever-changing world, to help us maximum effectiveness.
Oh, Manny, can you say that again? Because after that car went by, your sound just started cut off.
Oh yeah, no problem. So how to like stay in control of your decision making and flourish in this new economy, and how to deal with this ever changing world, right? How to actually capitalize on opportunities and grab them when they come your way, and stay focused and achieve maximum productivity and effectiveness.
Okay. So
And yeah, go
you
ahead. Go
seem
ahead.
you seem like someone that's doing that right now. I mean, even just the energy of you, it's just like, I got this. This is great. So has that just been the way you've been all the time? Has that just been your life?
No, no, definitely not. I think people look at like what I've created, my books, my successes, and things like that, but it wasn't always like this. You know, my life before I got onto the journey of personal growth, development was, I was just, I was just going to it like a job that I didn't like. I was in the corporate world. I didn't really have any motivation, have any goals. I didn't know what the purpose of my life was or why I was here. I was just kind of just living each day just as it is, not really knowing what my future was, no goal setting, no planning. And, you know, I really, my life was just, I wasn't happy. You know what I mean? I was just,
Oh yeah.
I had external fulfillment. Can you still hear me? Is my speaker cutting out, or am I still good?
Here it's a little choppy, but we can hear, we can understand.
Okay. Yeah. So once I, you know, started to get involved with the information that's in my book and things like that, and started to really get on the journey of personal growth and development, everything in my life started to change, because I changed first what was going on in here, right, and how I was seeing my reality, like your book.
Nice. Nice. So, okay, so my question is, was there a moment or an incident for you where something shifted like in a big way, where you went like an aha moment, or just that place where, oh no, I'm done, this has to change? Like where was that?
Yeah, 100%. That's a great question. Mine changed 2016. Well, I went on Bob Proctor's Matrix program. Okay, this is, I was like a young kid. I was saving up for a house, for a car, and all of a sudden, I had a chance to go on this really deep dive seminar, and it was 7 days intensive studying with Bob. And I was like, should I go? Like, you know, I was saving for a house or for a car. It was really expensive too. It's something inside of me, whatever you call it, your intuition or sixth sense, says, man, you got to do this. And I jumped, and I would say from there was the trajectory that took me up. Once I started to attend that event, it led to my numerous seminars that I've attended, events, and that was the landing point there, the runway, which once I went on that 6-day intensive, and they were basically just firing all this information at me. And it was great. Like it was conflicting with my current belief system, right? And then they're telling me all this new stuff. And it was a roller coaster, man. Like I was getting sick some days, I had headaches. It's because they were telling me the truth of who I really was, the core of it. But then I had my old belief system that was like, nah, like fighting it, right? So it was this resistance. But once I started to really study who I truly was and what I'm truly capable of, and the things that hold you back from really achieving more success in your life, that's when my life really started to change. And it's changing every day.
Nice. So I think I'm going to have to ask you, can you move inside? Because I can hear what you're saying, but there's a little staticky noise going on as you're talking.
Sure.
Okay.
Give me a second. I think we had this trouble last time, didn't we?
Yeah, you were interviewing me and this happened, so I know how to fix it. So.
You outside too, Shiraz, or what?
We started outside last time and then we moved inside again. Oh, I'm inside though. You just can't tell because I've got this beautiful background going.
Ready? Better?
Say something. Oh, did we just lose you?
Hello?
Okay, turn your camera back on.
All right.
All right. Now we have Manny.
I'm gonna zoom out and zoom back in, and this will fix it, okay?
Okay. And we'll be right back with Manny after these messages. So we've got a bunch of people coming in. If you have questions for Manny, please raise your hand. And just going to check here. I'll bring you on as a panelist. And you can ask Manny your question as soon as he comes back. So this is good. I've never had a guest on this show before. I might start doing this on a regular basis. We'll see. Assuming my guest can come back. Where did you go, Manny? Oh, and for those of you that are just joining us, remember we are going to do this again next week. Do the mix up with Jessica and I. You get 2 rewriting realities this month. And tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, there is a 2-hour workshop I'm doing on money, having money show up with more ease. So if you're interested in that, let me know. You can go to my website, energeticmagic.com, and go to events, and you can find the events that are coming up. And we're still waiting for Manny to come back. Did he lose his whole internet connection? I hope not. He's inside now. And I have to, I'll be right with you because I got to look this up. This Friday, Dee Wallace and Olivia Ambani are on the Breakthrough Show. So Breakthrough fans or people that are about to become Breakthrough fans, tune in on Friday for that. That's going to be a great show. Jessica does the interviews on a regular basis, and the guests are amazing from a variety of fields. And you should definitely turn into that, or check out the replays. There's a lot of replays, a lot of stuff's happened in the Breakthrough Show over the years. And if you really like it, then there's a Patreon account. Support the show. And I'm still wondering what happened to Manny. Let me send him a text. This has never happened before. Oh, there he is. He's back. Okay. It's getting worried there.
All right, we back.
All right. Oh, and it's much clearer now. Good.
Okay. You know, when we're talking about energy and stuff like that, it's amazing how when me and Shiraz get together, our energies are just so strong. Something always happens to the connection.
It's actually funny you mentioned that, because on some of the calls that I do with the group calls, people are so resistant to the change that's coming up that they will cause their connection to screw up. And you know it's that particular person because there'll be like 20 people on the call and only that one person is having connection problems. And then we finish with them and their connection's fine. We go to another person, they go into resistance and only they are having connection problems. So the energy affects everything around you.
So true.
And yeah, and I'm not surprised because your energy is so big. I'm not surprised that you have problems on any call that you're on, because you just boom. When we were at Jack Canfield's place, what did he say about you?
Your energy is contagious.
Your energy is contagious. Yes, he's absolutely right.
And I got him to write that testimony on my book. So yeah. And I beat him in a game of rock, paper, scissors, if you saw the video.
Oh, no, I missed that. Okay.
I challenged him to a game of rock, paper, scissors, and I won, and I smacked his hand. I think he was scissors and I was rock, and I went boom. Oh, that was fun. That was really cool.
Nice. Okay. So you had that moment actually that whole experience at Bob Proctor's thing. So what happened after that? Like you said, it clarified what was the direction in your life at that point.
I love how you're going specific. I love that. So basically, when you're at that, when I was at that seminar, they're always asking, what do you really want? What do you really want? What do you really want? Like, it just really planting that heavy suggestion in my mind. And I go, you know what? Like, I always wanted to be an actor. Like, I always wanted to be on TV. But you know what? Like, I didn't have the confidence when I was a kid. My parents always telling me to go to school, right? And then I just said, you know what? Like, well, just do it, right? What's stopping me? and I just jumped in. And, because of that, I landed commercials for like Lowe's, Canadian Tire, Cineplex, got featured on show Suits, and are doing other work and things like that. And I just thought, like, imagine if I didn't like open that door, if I didn't jump in that door, right? It
Okay,
was
hold on,
so
wait. So you hadn't done, and that was 2016 you did that course. And
yeah.
you hadn't done any of the acting before that.
I've done zero.
Because when you tell me about that you do acting, I figured you've been in this career all your life. I didn't realize this is just the last 4 years. You did all that in the last
Yeah,
4 years.
like drama class, like in high school, it's about it, man. That's it.
God. Wait,
Yeah,
that's blowing my mind because I didn't realize that was just in the last 4 years.
yeah,
So,
all in the last 4 years.
oh my God.
So you really can go from nothing to starting something brand new, and just by following certain principles, you can, have results, right?
Yeah.
But it requires you having a firm decision, right? Definiteness of purpose, and just having that intense desire to want to do it. If you're kind of halfway flippy flop, like half in, half out, it's not going to be as effective.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But this is the thing, you decided you wanted to do the acting and then you just started getting the parts, right?
Yeah, I started I attracted an agent, and then from there he got me some gigs. And obviously you fail a lot, but then I got some parts, and now I'm training at a studio. I've been training there for the last 2 years, consistently. And then I find out what acting is really about if you really want to get good. And it's people think it's easy, but it's you got to put in the work like anything else.
Okay. But acting's not the only thing you're doing now, because you went from not knowing where you're going to go. Now you're doing acting and you're doing the coaching.
Yeah. So basically, when I went on that seminar too, I found that every person should become aware of this information, because it changed my life dramatically. So I want to help spread the word so you can change your life. So then I decided to become a certified consultant through Bob Proctor first. I did that from 2016. Did it for about a couple of years. And then I launched into my own kind of programs where I'm helping people, teaching them anything from universal rules to how to attract money faster, so they can have more success and improve the quality of their life. And I saw your email, and it was funny because you had something about attracting money faster, right?
Yeah.
I have a book called Attract Money Faster that's actually coming out next week. So I was just flawed when I saw that, because I go, wow, we're really into similar stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so these are techniques.
Why should it be slow?
Sorry?
Why should it be slow? Like why there are people that think, you've got to just let the money come in. I mean, you look at a typical job, it's like 2 to 4% raise if you get it each year. And I look at that and I go, how can you survive with that kind of an increase in money flow?
And people are content with that, but it's why not a 10, 15, 20% increase? You're dealing with the exact same laws and rules. So it's just in here that we place the limit. So, but my Attract Money Faster book is basically just things that I've been doing, and I swear they work like magic to attract money faster. So am I allowed to share one of them with your audience today?
Please, if it's about magic, I'm all for it.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, this is really cool. So basically, you're on the call right now. Okay, if you're on the call, if you have a bill, like pull it out right now. Okay, if you have a bill, if you don't have a bill, get your debit card or something. All right. And basically, what you do is you get this bill. I have a bill in front of me. Okay, this is probably the only one I have. So, are you gonna get one too? I feel like you're reaching for something.
Okay.
Shiraz. Okay. So basically, I want you to just hold this money. I want you to feel it. And I want you to bless it. I want you to to go, thank you. You don't have to kiss it, but just thank you. Thank you. And just send the good energy out, because everything is energy, and money has energy too. And it responds to your energy towards it. And so it's amazing. Once you start to bless that energy and you send it out, it just starts to come back to you. It's really weird. And I'm telling you, weird things will start to happen. Okay. You'll either like find money, like old pants with money in it, or someone will call you, or you'll just receive from unexpected places. This works 100% of the time. And there's 7 other secrets in the book there that I share.
100% of the time.
This is guaranteed to attract money.
Wow.
It's guaranteed to work.
So bless your money.
Bless your money. Because it's energy, right? And when you send, you know it behind it. And another thing as well to add on to that, when you're giving your money away, let's say you're buying a coffee or you're investing in Shiraz and agent coaching programs, as you're giving money, blessed as you give it away. That's also another powerful one as well. So before I buy my coffee or my food, whether I'm paying for something, I just go, thank you and bless it before you give it away. And what it really is doing, like it may sound cheesy. First of all, it's improving your relationship with money, right? I think a lot of people have such a negative relationship around money that the negative vibration, you know, doesn't attract to them. So it starts to maybe put you on a different frequency and send out the energy of prosperity and abundance, which brings it back to you, as you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I mean, people, when they're paying their bills, instead of being grateful for the service they got, they're like, oh, I've got to pay money out. I don't like paying it. And the relationship's completely the opposite of where it should be.
Exactly. So change your relationship and you'll start to see different results.
Okay. So we have a question here. Someone's got their hand up.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to promote this person to a panelist for a bit so he can ask the question. Okay. Assuming he's there.
Hello.
Hey, Arthur, you have a question for Manny.
Hey,
Hey, Arthur.
When I was a bit younger, I had so much energy. And when I watch you, I'm like, this is like me. But at the same time, I'm not very grounded. So at the same time, it's like, I want to know, how do you maintain that, that prosperity thinking, that high energy, all that good stuff, but at the same time, not go after that Olympic level thinking when you're still learning how to backstroke, for example.
Okay. So first of all, you said you used to have energy when you're young. I don't know. You seem young in here. So, and your energy seems good from what I'm reading. So I'm not sure how you used to be, but your energy seems fine now. And also, I would say, I make it a daily practice to really set up some daily rituals, Arthur, because at the end of the day, there's man-made rules and there's mind-made rules. Okay. Man-made rules, if I break it, I may or may not be punished. Okay, and let me give you an example. I can go in my car right now and I can zoom 200 miles an hour. If a cop sees me, I'm going to get pulled over, but he may not see me and I may get away. So a man-made rule, if I violate, I may or may not be punished. However, a mind-made rule, if you violate, there's always consequences. Okay, and here's a mind-made rule, Arthur, I want you to remember. Nature does not permit your mind to remain idle. Okay, nature does not permit your mind to remain idle. So if you're not consciously planting thoughts and ideas and things that you want on a daily basis, then unconsciously you're going to plant what you don't want, because nature does not permit your mind to remain idle. So you can either consciously plant flowers or you unconsciously get weeds. So would it then make sense to then at least set up some times where you're even like 5 minutes a day where you're writing or just consciously putting down things that you want, because it's going to produce anyways. And if you don't, you're going to plant what you don't want. So I would say at least make a ritual of getting up and writing things down that you want. Also, how do you stay grounded? My friend, if you're pie in the sky, the best thing you can do to stay grounded is to do a meditation. Meditate at least for 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. That'll help you stay grounded and help you keep your mind on an alpha level, which are slower, more powerful brain waves. You'll be more calmer and less pie in the sky. Because I used to be like, have that same problem. But meditation is the best cure and the best medicine ever.
So write a list of the things I want. Actually, I think about what I want all day. But at the same time, it's like for example, like
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like, let's say you want to create something like spiritual in nature, because like you seem like a very spiritual person. I don't know if you connect with that, but let's say I wanted, how Shiraz teaches energetic magic, and you've been to one of his courses, I believe. So you know how he talks about vortexes. What if in my brain, I know I can create something like a sentient being, like maybe let's say a dragon or something. I can help my life, help my abundance, help my, kind of like a helper. Like, is that too crazy, or should I just forget about that? Think about the money thing, Bob Proctor, just be like, okay, you know what? Forget that crazy stuff. That's all like fairy tale, and be like.
I mean, it's up to you if you believe it and it feels right to you. But you want to create a dragon? Sorry, was that what you said?
Like a dragon or like mystical helpers, like or like angels or whatever to like guide me, like to know where I can find the money on the ground, like to guide me, like okay, there's like a wallet with $400. I've actually attracted $400 in a wallet before, and I felt like bad about it, so I gave it back to like the manager or whatever, even though that was meant for me. But now I'm like, now that I've reached this point, I don't see those crazy manifestations like I did when I was younger. It's kind of like
Right. Well, you told me you're thinking about your goals. You're thinking about it intellectually, right? On a conscious level. But we know under the surface, like unconsciously, there's a whole different ball game going on and different conditioning, right? And that's what's really running the show. So you can consciously think about it for 10% of your day, but you're only conscious about 10% of the day. The rest of the time, subconsciously, that's the conditioning is what's controlling you, right? So I would say to take time every day and just be quiet, Arthur, like shut your eyes, not just think intellectually, but really close your eyes and be, what do I really want to experience in my life? And really get into the feeling of it and see it in your mind. And it takes some practice because you're using a mental muscle. And if you're not used to it, it could be weak. But the more you really sit down, you begin to actually access the operating system inside of you and that conditioning. And slowly over and over, you will see a change. You're not going to get there overnight because it's years and years of habitual thinking and creating neural pathways in your brain. But once you just take a while to be silent and just close your eyes, and that's why meditating is good, you will slowly be able to access the operating system. And if you do that over and over and over again, you will eventually see, evidence of the results that you're looking for.
So I've been meditating for the last 5 years every day, pretty much, and I manifested stuff that I wanted. Like I wanted a great leader to be a Zoom assistant for something like that. Got that. I wanted to take all of Shiraz's courses this year. Paid for all of them in advance. I wanted. Actually, I manifested you. I wanted to. After I saw your testimonial for Shiraz, I'm like, I gotta talk to this guy. And now, bam, I got this. So there is, if I look at prosperity wise, there's a lot of stuff to be grateful for. True. And it's always like it's kind of like I want like, you know how actually this is how Shiraz describes you behind your back. He says you're always high energy and then or even higher energy. So I want to be like I don't want any negative thinking to bother me. I want to be positive all day, all day, all day. It's possible, right?
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's positive 100% of the time. I wish I could say I was positive 100% of the time. I'm not. I mean, we're human. You're allowed to have down experiences, and those down experiences teach you, and actually you can learn from them, and it really shows you, okay, this is what I don't want. Let me consciously put my attention to what I do want, or what is this failure teaching me? Because you can learn some of your biggest lessons from your failures. But I think what you're trying to get at is, I think you're already on the right track. You just want to know how you can turn it up a bit. And
acceleration, yeah.
Acceleration. I mean, I don't know what you're saying you're meditating and things like that. I mean, I would say just continue to like work on doing what you're doing. I don't know what other rituals you have, whether you do a gratitude list in the morning or you're writing out your goal every day. I'm not sure. But just continue on what you're doing, maybe, and just turn it up. Like, if you're meditating once a day, maybe twice a day. Or just like add in other things. Like, it doesn't have, if people try to complicate it. When you complicate it, that's a problem. Just keep it to its simplicity.
What I do every day, I have a coach, essentially Shiraz's business partner. And I write to her 10 things of how I will get a girlfriend and 10 things of how I'll get more like income, more money, more prosperity. And initially I would write something like just whatever comes to my mind. What do I want? I'd be like, okay, I want to write a book about dragons, sell it, publish it, and or I would find people who actually connect to them, that kind of energy, and contact them and help be an assistant for them or stuff like that. And then later on, that person told me like, that's woo-woo land, that's Olympic style thinking. And then I started thinking like, okay, maybe I could get a job off Kijiji, and that would be so boring. So I can't really find an in between. It's like either I think the absolute best things that I really, really want, and I really don't like thinking about the really small stuff, like maybe getting 3 minimum wage jobs to pay for Shiraz's $6,000 course or whatever. Like sounds fun, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to find that sweet spot for me. I always ask, what do I want? I only do what I want. I only say what I want. I only be who I want.
Okay.
And I'm getting better at it every day.
Are your energies dispersed though? You told me like 4 or 5 different things you're doing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you told me job, like you told me 3 or 4 or 5 different things. Is your energy maybe dispersed when doing that? So you're focusing on 4 or 5 different things. What if you just narrowed it down to 2? Or even 1, which would concentrate your energy and power a bit more. You know, and sometimes we do dally around on the different things, but if you were to cut it down to maybe 1 or 2 and give that some real intense focus instead of being on 4 or 5 different things, dispersing your energy. What do you think?
I think like the whole point of that process is to have like many pathways so that when it pops up in your head, and you know how you got the idea to do acting, you just went boom all in, or Bob Proctor, boom all in. But before that happened, like you kind of like this thing that I'm doing, listing 10 different things. So when the idea hits me, I'll be ready for it. I'll jump on it. So it's slightly different from how you're saying it. At the same time, I feel what you're saying also makes a lot of sense. So it's kind of like maybe I'm lacking focus.
Yeah, I mean, you can't want 10 different things at the same time because you're confusing the universe. I want this, I want this, I want it, like 10 different, it's too much. Because as soon as you get started on one thing, your energy shifts to something else, and then you're doing something else, and then you're probably attracting it in, but then you're shifting to something else, which then stops the energy on what you were focusing on before. So I would say definitely like at least try to narrow it down, even for, let's say, like for the next month, I'm going to do this, you know, and just see what happens. I definitely think, you know, if you're doing too many things, you're confusing the universe, right?
Like what I really do is I kind of quiet my mind, and I'm just like, what do I really want? And I write it. So
even with what Manny talked about with his story, once he got that clarity, he didn't say, what are the 10 things I want? It popped into his mind, I want to do acting. I've been restricted from acting. And he went into acting. He got that going. And then he's like, okay, I want to teach you these things. I want to get that out there. And he got that going. He wasn't in all these different directions. He was focused on each thing to get it going. So that's what he said. You seem to have taken that he because he's doing a lot of things now, he just started doing a lot of things, but he used that focus he's telling you about to create his life and create just an amazing life for himself. So that's the advice he's given you.
I got it. Thank you.
Cool.
You know, you see the guy at the fairs who's spinning those, he's got like 10 plates he's spinning, right? He gets 10 plates. Well, how did he start? He got one going first, got that spinning, then he did the other ones. He didn't try to spin all 10 at once. So.
Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Arthur. There's some cool questions there, and we're going to put you back to attendee. And so, Manny, I got a couple questions for you, because you said you've got this course coming up on Thursday. Is that like an all day? Is that a couple hours? Like what's going on?
Yeah, this is just an hour, probably about a couple hours webinar. Mm-hmm. It's 2 hours, and it's between me and Curtis. We're really gonna dive into this amazing. I want to just share with you a couple points that we're going to share on the webinar. So first of all, it is focused around how you can have more prosperity. Now, this is geared towards kind of the money side and how you can thrive in the new economy, not just with ideas and things like that, but how you can actually have a better like money management system. Because I think that a part of having more money is keeping more of what you have right now and being able to manage it effectively. So that's what Curtis is going to talk about. Then we're going to go into how to remove the psychological blocks, right? Psychological blocks that are preventing you from acquiring more money. And we're also going to teach wealth strategies as well that have been used by, but the majority of Canadians don't know, because as you know, the topic of money is not taught in schools, right? It's not taught in schools. I wish it was, and it should be. And because of that, most Canadians are defaulting to what like mainstream advice when it comes to money, right? And if you don't do your own research, you fall privy to banks and traditional financial institutions. And I hope there's no financial like people like selling Cox, but you fall privy to their advice, and their advice is their benefit first, not yours, right? You know, advisors are great, but they have a business of making money themselves and making commission, not giving you the proper advice or the whole picture that you need to make sound financial decisions.
Okay, we're We're starting to get that interference again. But I can basically hear what you're saying, but there's that little.
Sorry, you're coming and finding me. So.
Oh, now you're fine again. Okay, good. It's cleared up.
Good.
Okay, yep, you're all good.
Alrighty.
Okay. So how are you guys dividing this up now? So what are you specializing in? What's Curtis specializing in?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the mindset around money and how you can change your relationship with money and remove some of the previous thoughts and ways you've previously thought about money, right? Because again, as you know, it's the stories and things like that that hold you back, right? So you have to talk about that a little bit. Then Curtis is going to talk about money management systems, how to have an effective system for keeping track of your wealth. I mean, he's been doing this for 30 years. Everybody has a system right now, but it's what is going to be the best system for you, right? We're also going to look at opportunities that you can create in this new economy, right? Because there's opportunities around you. You just have to tune in and look at it. And most of all, we're going to be talking about how to attract money, how to attract the right people in your life, but how to have prosperity, because that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, because I know I've seen a lot of people that even when they learn how to make some more money, all they do is increase their spending, so they still don't actually have money. Yeah. And like just what you said about being able to hold on to that money, let that money grow, that's such an important part. I actually had a talk with a financial advisor just last year, the year before, and he was talking about a client, the husband and wife. The husband was making $600,000 a year. The wife was making $400,000 a year. And they wanted to send their kid to college in the States. And the college was $75,000 a year. And they came to him to say, how can we make this work? How can we finance it? And he looked at them and he said, you're making $1 million a year between the two of us. But because they let all the expenses grow as their incomes grew, they were living paycheck to paycheck. So.
And there's a lot of people like that. You know, you may see them, they may have the house, the car, but like you said, they're like one paycheck away from disaster, right? So it's got nothing to do with how much you make. It's what you do with your money. Exactly.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Cool. All right. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna put the if you've got the link, I'll put that in the description or the chat of this video when we're done. You don't have to give it to me now, but so that everyone that's interested can access it. If there's any attendees that have any questions left for Manny, put up your hand. And if I don't see anything in the next minute or so, then I'm just going to thank Manny for being here and taking time out of your day to be on the show. Thank you for being on the show, man.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. And remember, bless your money, okay?
I will bless my money. I will bless all my money. And yeah, we should do these once in a while and just get together and swap this thing, because I like the compliment. Like there might, like, now I'm just like probably shouldn't be saying on the show, this is probably a Manny and I conversation, but we're here. So we might look into it later on where we can work together, where the people that are lost, I get them out of that blockage and you give them the direction and we just send them off.
Would love to. Yeah.
Great.
And I think there's always opportunity, and with what you do and what I do, it's similar stuff. But yeah, I would love to. And you're an amazing person, Shiraz. So anytime.
Oh, same to you, Manny. Okay. So I want one really personal question here. So of the shows that you've done, which one did you like the most and why? With the TV and the stuff. Yeah.
That's a good question. I like Suits because it was a very high level set, and like, you know, it was a lot of money, and they treated you good too, right? I think the casting and directors and producers, like, it makes a difference, because I've been on some sets where everybody is just assholes, but you know, Suits was good. And then you know, I got to know a few of the people as well, so that was really amazing experience too. And when I met Harvey, it was amazing. And yeah, I would say Suits, you know, it was probably my favorite experience.
Okay. And then on the coaching side, what lesson would you think has had the most profound impact on your life?
Oh man. That's so hard. Okay. What lesson? Okay. Yeah. So let's think of it like this, your life will become better by helping other people and by making other people's lives better. So I know that I don't need to focus on me. I just need to focus on helping people improve their life and always leave people better off than how you found them. That's actually a really good rule that I want you to follow, right? The impression of increase.
Yeah.
Every time you meet a person, how can you leave them better off than you found them? And you will always be blessed and you will always be taken care of. So that's probably my biggest takeaway.
Cool. That's a great one, actually. So
Thank you. And every time I'm with Shiraz, he always leaves me better off than when we first spoke. So
and you've just met Manny. You can see how just being around him leaves you better off than when you started.
and,
It's great.
and me and Shiraz are planning something very, very special. We're not going to tell you what it is, but we had some discussion about something I want Shiraz to do. And when the time is right, we're going to explain it to you because this is so huge. And this is going to be amazing for Shiraz, but we won't spoil the surprise yet. We'll wait till we announce it to your audience.
All right, cool.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you for being on, Manny. It's been great. We're going to do it again soon. And have an amazing, amazing week.
Take care. You have a better one. And thank you, audience, for listening. And I hope you have an amazing, prosperous day. And take care. And I'll speak to you soon. If you want to message me, add me on Facebook. Happy to answer any of your questions and speak to you privately. Okay. Take care.
All right.
Take care, Shiraz. Bye.
Okay. And he's gone. All right. So that was great. And I know we go till 4, but I'm going to end it here because I need to cuddle with my dog and I don't want to end this on a low note because he seems fine now, but he's needy, but he actually had a seizure today and we had to rush him to the vet. But he's good now and hopefully he'll be just sucking up for the rest of the day and probably getting treats and stuff. So he's all good. But thank you for being on the call. Remember, we'll be back here on Monday. And on Monday, I'm going to talk a bit and then clear some crap out of the attendees. So stay tuned for that. And everyone, be well, be aware, and be magical.